Good afternoon, 5:44 p.m. We are at a place called Perrin Point, which is in WA. A lovely spot that I recce'd a couple of days ago with the boss. Well, yesterday it was with the boss, who's behind the camera as usual. And we're going to head over and try and get some sunset. Once again, the sky is not playing nice with me and we've got no clouds, but I think we've got some smoke haze on the horizon, which is going to give us a real nice golden hue. So let's go and get a shot, or two. Let's do it. Due to the lack of cloud, I'm going to attempt a panoramic image with this headland going out with all the beautiful rocks, with this green foliage in the base of the shot in my foreground, with this path going off. I'll remove some things out of my path so I don't have to Photoshop them out later, and we should end up with a really nice photo. Probably going to have to wait till that sun dips below the horizon, so we've got about 15-16 minutes till that happens to set up. And then we'll be able to set up and get this shot. I think it'll be a really nice shot actually. I think it'll be a nice panoramic. So I'll put the tilt shift on and we'll get a pano. Let's do that. So sunset was about 5 minutes ago, and I've waited so the colour, the sun's gone right down. Now we've got a really nice salmon hue on the horizon. There's been some fires around Perth this afternoon. I think it's going to really help. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick some filters on that because I think I can settle down the sky a bit. So let's see what we've got here. And because we're doing seascapes, we can actually use a hard grade because of that hard line. So I'll start with a 0.9 hard grade, I think, and see if that's too much, but I don't think it will be. We'll stick that in. So we'll get the hard grade right onto the horizon there, and I think 0.9 is going to be a tad too much, so I might just back it off to the 0.6. Get the 0.6 hard grade out. So 0.6, something like that. Stick that on there. It's really important with the hard grades that you get it right. It actually looks really nice. So at f9 I'm getting 1.3 seconds, so I'll just take that photo. I'll just hang this around. Yeah, that's nice. So what I'm going to do is just move around a little bit to get a few compositions, and I might even just take a couple in landscape orientation, but so I can stitch them together, even though it's not the proper way to make a panoramic image. But it'll allow me then to just get a wider point of view. I think I'm zoomed all the way out. I am at 12mm. So let's just move a bit to the left like so. I'll grab that, and then I'll go to the right like so. Grab that. And that'll just give me a heap of different images to stitch together and allow me to really play with it. I'll actually, I'll do some on the portrait as well, just to be sure. But that's actually looking really nice, the colour. And what I've done, because I know the sky is not very spectacular, is I've put myself in a position where I've got this leading line of rocks out, and I've got all this beautiful foliage in front of me. So I'll bring up all the greens in this foliage. And that way when I process the image, it'll come to life. It'll look a lot better considering the sky doesn't have much in it. So we'll do a pano. So just slowly rotating, a shot at a time. First exposure. I always go left to right for some reason. I think most people do. Take another exposure. So I'm just in aperture priority, f9, 1.6, ISO 64. No need to worry about manual settings. Everyone will panic about that. We'll just keep going. This lens is not a great lens to be doing this with because of this distortion, so it'll probably play a little bit of havoc on me as I sort this out later, but I want to use this filter. As soon as I pull the filter out, the sky will be really bright. But I'm going to try that because I'm going to flip over to the other lens actually, my tilt shift lens, and try doing a pano with that. So we'll get rid of this lens. All right, so I've put the tilt shift lens on 45mm, and I'm going to do a a side-to-side shift. So if you haven't seen that before, these mozzies are about to come out and bite us. I just loosen off the shift mechanism and I take photos to the left and to the right. It's a little bit trickier because it doesn't have autofocus and you've got to get your composition and everything right. Because it's all fully manual, yeah, these mozzies are definitely coming out. Because it's fully manual, you've got to make sure you get the exposure right as well to take the image. The other thing is you want to make sure you're nice and level. So I'll just use my level on the back there to level that up. I'm going to just tilt the camera down slightly. I'm going to wind so it's in the middle at the moment. What I'll do is I've got it down aperture priority. I'm going to bring the exposure value down to say minus 0.7, which is 2 stops of light. And then I can see the reading is 1 1/3 of a second, f8. I'm going to bring it up to f9. So it gives me a second at f9. So now I go to full manual mode. And in full manual mode, what I want is I want a second. So I go to a second. Oop. So 1 second at f9. And now I can lock everything off and I can shift my lens to the left, take a shot, go to the right, take a shot, and then go one more, get to the right again. And I'll do it again. I just want to make sure we're in focus. It doesn't look like it's in focus. Thought I had focused it, but I hadn't. So we've got to focus it. Got to make sure it's in focus. Let's do that again. Take 2, lock everything off. So it's in the middle. Where's the middle there? Oh, mozzies are really coming out. Now we'll go to the left, take a shot. Once again, 1 second, f9, full manual mode. But you've got to be quick because the light's disappearing. And what will happen is if you don't jump in and get the shot now, the light will disappear, and then what will happen is you'll end up underexposing your image. So I've got those 3 there. Definitely start. I'm going to get carried away in a minute, boss. All right, so as the light drops down, I'm going to put it back into aperture priority mode. I've got the lens in the middle, so I've shifted it right back into the middle. And in aperture priority mode at f9, I can still see that it's still 1 second, so I can leave it there. So once again, back into full manual mode. So this is just with the tilt shift lens. You can do this when you're doing panos as well. What it means is you get a nice even exposure everywhere. Same thing, let's take the 3 shots. So f9, 1 second, shot to the left, shot in the middle, and then shot all the way to the right. And there we go, we'll end up with a really nice panoramic image. Well, that's pretty much it for tonight, I think. So if you're enjoying the videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button, head across to Instagram and follow me on my Instagram page on 3 legs, and hit the like button if you like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Get out there and take some photos. Cheerio.